Yes, Vortex. I force myself to do things with women. I force myself to interact with people. I typically don't regret it. Sometimes I regret it, but I think that it's really, really important, especially as a mental ill. I think that it's crucial to do things that we don't want to do. Oh shit. Protocol. Don't you hate protocol? I hate protocol. But yeah, I force myself to do things I don't want to do. Like leave my house, go to the grocery store, and I feel like it's better for me to get in this habit now, because I know quite a few people who swear up and down that they just like can't do things. Like they can't get themselves out of bed. They can't force themselves to do things that are contrary to what they want to do at that specific moment in time. Which, you know, I'm not going to say it's an excuse, because like it's not my place to say that anybody's making excuses. But I do think, and I speak from my own personal experience here, I do think that a lot of times people use these things as a crutch, you know? Like, it could be very easy for me to do that. And if I were to do what a lot of people would suggest and just stop working and get government money and sit on my ass, then, you know, I could easily use schizophrenia as a crutch. And I could say, oh, well, I just can't do it. I just can't do it because of the way that I am. Now, I don't think that we should lie to ourselves about the way that we're wired. I think that's very, very dangerous. But we also shouldn't bemoan our circumstances, because that's not going to lead us in a positive direction at all. And the reason why so many people in America play the victim about their mental stuff is because they're trained to do that, okay? They're trained to sit in their shit and wallow and complain that it stinks. And so they blame the stink on everybody but themselves. But they're the one that chooses to sit in their shit, you know? It's like, if you got shit to sit in, at least you can make a fucking shit castle out of it, you know? Can you do that? If you could do it with sand, I'm sure you could do it with shit. It'd probably be easier too, because it would stick together. I just want to give you all a visual of people playing with their own shit enough to make a shit castle out of it. Anyway. But yeah, that's what I do. I make shit castles. And I think that that's a better outlook to have. Rather than like try to run away from your circumstances, it's better to just embrace them and look at them with hope. Like, I'm supposed to do something with this. I'm supposed to learn something from this. I'm supposed to get something out of this, rather than just whine about how hard it is, or how much it sucks, or how you don't have what other people have, you know? I mean, I've always known that I was very different, like in the way that I processed information, and my emotions, you know, like my emotions are like through the fucking roof, dude. It doesn't take much to make me bawl my eyes out. But I don't think that that's a problem. I feel like a lot of people are really doing themselves a disservice by taking medication that robs them of their ability to emote and be a human being. You don't have to tell me that it's hard. You don't have to tell me that, you know, it's definitely challenging to say the least, especially living in this shit world, especially living in a country that belittles you and makes you think that there's something horribly wrong with you if you're human, and you get sad and you get upset about things. But you know, I just think it's really, really important to know yourself and to know what you're dealing with. And that's the only way that you can overcome it. That's the only way that you can, like, use it to your betterment. So many people, it's like they want to overcome things, but they don't want to have to understand anything that they're experiencing. It makes no sense to me. And, you know, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, I'm definitely not a psychiatrist. But, you know, I feel like I make more sense than any of those motherfuckers because of the fact that I'm telling you, maybe don't look at it like it's a problem. Maybe just look at it like it's an inconvenience. And hopefully, in the future, it won't be like that anymore. And you can use it to help yourself and help other people. Because if you don't, it's just going to be this thing that you use to feel sorry for yourself. Or to, like, separate yourself from society and be like, oh, well, I'm not like them, so, you know, I can't fit in with this world, so I might as well just leave this world. And, you know, that's why people commit suicide. That's why people get on medication. That's why people go on disability. You know, I don't like socializing with people, as I've mentioned. Like, when I'm at work, you know, and there's drama, I just tend to, you know, try to stay away from that. Sometimes I get sucked into it, but I'm real quick to pull myself out of that suckage because it's just depressing to me. You know, I've worked in the restaurant industry for too long to give a fuck about it. But, yeah, it just seems like people just want to feel sorry for themselves because it allows them this excuse to keep self-destructing. But, you know, figure out the purpose, babies. Figure out the purpose. And then all that self-pity will seem really fucking stupid.